Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Debbie if we've not met before, and today's video is going to be a collab and it's with my friend Steph, or Not Your Basic Steph. We have done a collab before fairly recently, but this one is going to be a spooky collab. We're going to be using this palette, which is the LASplash Classic Horror. One of the best palettes I own for this time of year, so I'm really excited to use it. Didn't realise anyone else had it actually, and when Steph said she got it, I was like, we've got to collab with that. So that's what we're going to do. No rules in this one. We're just going to be using these shades to create an eye look. So it's not a palette bingo or a face off. It's just basically just getting creative with the colours that are in here. This is an all matte palette and I'm very excited to play with it again on my channel. So without further ado, scoot you in and we'll get started. What I want to do with this then is I want to give it sort of an autumnal vibe. When I've played with it before, I have surprisingly played in the blues and purples, so I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to be using the greens and this kind of off yellow colour. The tones in here are really autumnal, so that's kind of what I'm going for. If you're a makeup collector like me and you see a palette like this, you just have to have it. I got this on Beauty Bay. It's about £21 I think, and I really love this palette. I mean, you've got 10 shades are all matte. They're probably not the most amazing quality in the world, but the colours are just slightly different, a little bit off. And this colour in particular, Nightmare, it's like that sort of dried on blood kind of colour, which sounds disgusting, but is really pretty. I love a red eyeshadow. There's something a little bit different about it. So for this look, I'm going to play with the green, the kind of mustardy orangey colour there, that yellow, and this Nightmare shade. And then probably the black. So black is a really black. It's very good in this palette. They're kind of mixed quality. Some of them are like quite dry now. I've had this palette for 2, maybe 3 years. Some of them are still quite soft and pigmented. The reds in particular are pretty dry, and I think they probably always were, but they're worse now. But I think we'll be able to create a nice look with it anyway. And I'll be excited to see what Steph does with this, because if you don't follow Steph, she's from the UK. She does colourful makeup looks, probably a little bit more vivid than me in a lot of ways, I think. And yeah, she'll wear lashes, I think, and her look will look really dramatic, I'm sure. She's got a lot of talent. So if you haven't checked her out, she's so close to 100 subscribers now, so I'd love to see this collab push her there. I think she needs, at the latest count, about 6 more subscribers. So once you've watched my video, please hop over and show us some love and let her know that I've sent you, because it's a very nice and exciting milestone to reach. So anyway guys, let's get on with my look. Now, I've already done my face makeup and my brows, and probably will be messy my face makeup because I'm going to be using tape for this look, but I'm just going to prime my eyes first. So for this one, I'm going to be a bit extra. I'm going to have a couple of primers for it. So I'm going to use this, which is the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm going to prime in my crease and just above it with this. But I am going to do a cut crease so that I can really showcase some colours from this palette. And I couldn't cut my lids with that, so I'm going to do it with the KVD Vegan Beauty Lock-It Concealer in Whiteout. And it's been a long time since I've done a traditional cut crease. I'm not the best at them, but it'll be fun because I haven't done it for a while. So I'm just quickly priming with this, but I don't want to get like shed loads of product all over my lids and then put another lot of concealer on to cut my crease and have like 6 layers of product, you know. So I thought it would be better to just prime just in my crease area. But I like a white base if I'm going to be trying to make the colours really pop. So as I say, this palette's kind of, it's okay, the quality's okay. It's more that I'm inspired by the colours in it because it's a rainbow palette, but the shades are just kind of slightly different in tone. And I love the packaging, and it's just always fun to play with this time of year. And after I've done this look, we're going to the pet store to get our cat food, so I'm probably going to scare a few people. I'm going to use Psycho, this colour here, just to set that crease area. And I just want a light wash of that, almost like just as a transition shade, and I've got it right up into my brow there. But that doesn't matter, we'll sort that out. So I'm starting just by setting that, and then I'm going to put the tape on and then start creating the look. I've had a look in mind to do with this palette for some time, I just never got around to it. This is the sort of palette that if I wanted to just play with makeup on my own in my beauty room, which sometimes I do, this is the sort of palette that I like to dig into. I don't know why, it's just so quite inspiring to me. Beautiful mustard tone. As you can probably see, it's taken a little bit of work to build it up, but that's not the case with some of the shades in this palette because some of them are really pigmented. I've already kind of taken some of the tack off this sellotape and I'm going to apply that now. It will take off my face makeup and I'll have to fix that off camera. I always like to do my face first. I think probably should really do my eyes first for some of these kind of looks, but I don't feel complete to come on camera and do an eye look if I haven't got like at least brows on anyway. And I find it difficult to do my brows if I haven't done my face, just weird. I really want to go ham now building up this colour. Now we've got the tape there, we can be a bit more slapdash because the tape will catch a lot of it. Could probably have just put the tape down and then just done this step to begin with, if I'm honest. I love the tone of that Psycho shade I'm using here though, because it's that orangey yellow sort of pukey kind of colour that I really enjoy. Could really do with getting some of these like micro pore tapes because I can feel this sellotape literally taking off all of my highlight underneath. I think that's built up quite nicely actually and gives us a nice wash of colour there. Okay, now I want to draw where I want my cut crease to go because I'm going to try and do pretty much of a full cut crease. I want it to go above the natural cut of my eye. I'm using a pencil just to sketch first, just to give me like the line of where I want to go. So this is looking super messy, but we're just going to use this just as I say, just to give me my guideline. To begin with, I'm just going to smudge that out. That pencil I was using, by the way, is Black Core by Linda Hallberg. And most of the pencils I use are Linda Hallberg. I love the Linda Hallberg crayons in general. That just to flick out a little bit at the edge. That's kind of the shape we want. Now I'm going to go over that with that Nightmare shade, but I've got the guideline of exactly where I want to go. So I'm just taking a bit at a time of that and building it up over this black pencil that we've laid down. And this is going to take a little while to do because I don't want lots of fallout onto my lid. I'm just literally taking a bit at a time, smudging it in and dipping back to the pan and taking a little bit more. So we're starting to get the shape building up now that I wanted. I think I went in a bit heavier with the black than I could have done with. But when we cut the lid, you're not going to see so much of that black, so I love the tones of this shade. This is working really well, I think, for what I wanted. Okay, something along those lines. I think we just need to work on just getting the blend from that black to that Nightmare shade now. The brush I'm using here is the Linda Hallberg 303. It's pretty good for packing colour and for kind of smudging it out as well. Just going to whiz through the other eye now so that we're caught up to this stage on that eye as well. going to take a blending brush now just to blend along the top line there. I'll just take a little bit of that shadow just to help with the blend. A little bit of that Nightmare shade. Okay, we've got the foundations of the look now. So now I'm going to cut my crease with the white concealer from front to back and all the way under here. Got a Jaclyn Hill JH40 to do this. And with a bit more concealer, I'm scraping the barrel of the bottom of this concealer, so hopefully we're going to have enough to complete this. Alright, that's that eye done. Just going to quickly whiz through cutting the other eye. So now I'm going to lay down some colour, and I'm going to go with that green on the majority of my lids, but I want to fade it out to that Toxic shade on the outer part. I'm just going to pack that green shade, the Madness shade, over the majority of the lid. That's laying down super nice. The good thing about these shades in this palette is they don't have too much fallout at all, and they go on quite creamy for a matte, I think, so they're quite good for precise application like this. It's just that they're not incredibly pigmented off the bat, so you do need to keep dipping in, but that's building up really, really nicely, I think. I'm working on this other eye quickly because we're getting a lot of creasing on that lid, so just get that set down before we start to get a problem with that. I've not done anything so intricate for quite some time. I haven't done a proper cut crease with concealer. I've always done it with NYX glitter primer for the longest time. Whenever I use shimmers now, that's how I do it. Got very autumnal vibes, that shadow, hasn't it? It's very, very green. Green Granny Smith apple kind of shade. I'm going to go with Psycho now, the colour that we started in the crease with, and just start to get a bit of a blend there so that we're not going straight into the Toxic shade, the bright acid yellow. I'm not putting much of that on, I'm just literally putting that just to give us a fade between the two colours. And then lastly we're going in with that Toxic shade, the sort of acid yellow there, and that's going to finish our cut crease as it goes out. I think sometimes having the brightest colour at the edge of the cut crease can be quite effective, so I hope this one's going to show up nice and vivid. Literally packing that colour on now in all the space that we've got left between the cut and the tape. Trickiest bit here is getting it precise underneath that cut. I think that's easier with a shimmer. When you're doing an all matte cut crease, it's not so easy because the shadow wants to puff up there. So I might have lost a bit of that precision here, but it's okay. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye. And this is a Kaleidos S4, and I love this brush for packing. It's pretty big. You can get a lot of shadow packed down at once, but it's quite precise on the tip of it as well. So that's all the shadows on to this point. Now the reason I have the tape on is that I want to do a shadow wing using Lights Out the Black. I'm going to use my Spectrum A17 for that, and I'm just following the line of that tape. I don't want the liner to touch the line at the top there, so I'm keeping a gap. So I'm just at the moment just pressing that colour on. taking my time to build the opacity up of that black. So it's not a bad black, but it's having to perform over the top of that yellow, so, and it is only an eyeshadow. Just thought it might be a bit softer than using a wing liner, like a liquid liner. So I'm just going to repeat the same as I've done here on the other eye. It's turning into a very deep and grungy look, more so than I perhaps thought it would. Okay, now the tapes can come off and we can see where we are. So we've got a nice precise line there. Bit of magic. So now I'm just going to hop off camera and just kind of touch up my face makeup a bit, and then we'll carry on with the lower lash line. Okay guys, so I'm back and ready to do the lower lash line. So I'm going to go in with black core again in my waterline. I want to keep this quite dark, this look, so just going to follow where that wing is and just kind of connect the two there on the corner. And I'm just going to smudge that out just before it dries and just connect it, as I say, with the corner there. This side was a little bit more tricky to connect up because I hadn't got it quite as precise on that side, like where I put the tape. And now with the pencil brush I'm going to go back into that Nightmare shade again and just echo pretty much what we've got on the crease work here on the lower lash line. So on this inner part here of my lower lash line, I'm going to use White Core, crayon by Linda Hallberg, and lay down a bit of a white base there. And I've got a Morphe M508, really teeny brush. I'm just going to paint on a colour onto there. So for that little area there, I'm going to use Blue Moon. I just want to just put in something a little bit unexpected in now. So I'm just going to press that onto that white. And I went in with the white because it will just help that colour to pop a little bit. These aren't the most vibrant colours in the world, as I say, they're quite grungy. I like that little just flush of blue there. And just where it meets the black, I just want to just fade it into that just a little. Okay guys, so that's the look to this point. Very grungy, but a little bit different, I think. I quite like it. So I'm going to pop off camera for mascara and a lip, and I'll be back with you to show you the completed look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. And I finished it off using Ray Rider by Kaleidos makeup just as a brow bone highlight, and then Bad Girl Band mascara, and then my lips today are Phantom by LASplash, one of the Classic Horror lipsticks, because why not? So I was using the palette, but I don't think the names are the same anymore. They do these lipsticks, but they seem to have renamed them. But as I say, mine's probably about as old as the palette. It's got to be about 3 years old now, so they're pretty dried out formula now, but I just thought it really matched the vibes of that crease there. Just pulled out that purple a little bit there that's going on that we've made with the black and that red colour. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing with this palette. I always have, and it seems to get my creative juices flowing when I bust this palette out. So thank you, Steph, so much for reaching out and asking to collab and to use this palette. Can't wait to see what you do. I think that Steph will go a lot more colourful. I think she'll be all about the blue end of the palette and maybe the pink. Might be wrong, so it'll be interesting to see what she does. So guys, if you've not checked out Steph's channel, please hop over. I'll link everything you need down in the description for you, her video and her channel. As I say, she's so close to that 100 subscribers, so it'd be lovely to make her Sunday and to just push her over that first 100. It's that first little milestone as a new creator that you want to get to. So I really hope this video helps her do that. And if you come from Steph's channel, hi, welcome. I do looks like this, but not all the time. Sometimes I do things a lot more neutral than this, but I've been having a bit of a Halloween kind of themed month. Obviously the month of October, that's what it's all about, and I love this spooky season. So a lot of my looks have been a bit more out there. We'll be returning to a bit more normal, brighter kind of colourful makeup very soon, but I think my aesthetic is pretty much this. I do like deep gothy kind of makeup with a deep dark lip. It's kind of my vibe. So if you like that and you like colourful makeup, or perhaps you're a bit older and you want to know how you can wear makeup, because everybody can, however old they are, rock a look like this, I'm living proof. So if you want some inspiration of that, then, and you're not subscribed, then please do so. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are. Catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.